Back, day 2 for entry to IT. So let's take a quick look at day 1 and what we did in it. Briefly, let's think about it ourselves. We can go through the document later. We saw how we moved from a notepad to an Excel by doing a copy paste, correct? And we got the basics, very basics of an Excel sheet. Correct? What is contained. We also did a little bit of colors, borders, fonts, and we also did formulas. Correct? Start. Now, it is very critical for us to know that when any skill or technology that we learn, let's say Microsoft Excel itself has 25 things inside it to learn. If you buy a book in the market about Microsoft Excel, it'll have 25 chapters. I don't want any one of you to be petrified or worried if you have not completed all the chapters. But if you get the core concept, that will be critical. So as we go along, you will see that maybe certain pivot tables is a problem, or macros could be a little bit more advanced, and that's fine. You don't have to complete 25 chapters. Do your first 10, 5, get the basics and move on. All right, team? Now, for today's session, I want to understand my audience a little bit more now that we're getting into our more concrete sessions. And what we want to do, team, is we want to separate the program in terms of videos and live in iTeLearn. So what that means, when you're attending live, I would like it to be more interactive and more assessment based. So I don't want to do more of just a one-way communication, and hence that is the reason I have iTeLearn team also join me along with the trainers. So we could do multiple activities. Like what? I would like to give you assignments, but I would love to see how you have done and provide feedback. When I say I represent the entire company, and each of us who are part of Verkasa Inc., we represent our company. So I want you to be more interactive, team, slowly, all right? And if you are in the live session or if you're in the video, focus. Don't get distracted at all, please, all right? And I'm sure you'll see the wonders of this trainings. All right, team, few questions because I would like to know more about you. So who are you? Just, it'll come up, all these polls are going to be showing up on your screen. I want you to take very, very quick look at it, choose your option and submit your poll. Each poll, I do not want to take more than 30 seconds, team. So that way we can quickly move on and cover more and more. All right. I'm going to pause the recording. So team, the first poll question that I put, who are you? Just want to understand where in your IT career you are, so I know the demographics of the audience and we can customize our approach accordingly. All right, I'm going to close the poll in exactly 5 seconds, team. Thank you. I've got only 70% votes in. I'm sure during the online webinars, each of you keep coming slowly. So here's the poll results on your screen. I'm assuming and hopeful that we should all be able to see it as well, team. 32%, absolute nothing to do with IT. Great, welcome to the IT. I would love to see you successful very desperately, team. I don't mean that I want to make you an IT developer or a tester or something. Within IT, there's significant number of job opportunities. Don't think of IT just as software team. Some IT, but not significant at all, 26%. And IT trained, but not getting the jobs. So if I add up 9 and then 17, and almost 80% of you are not yet into IT, like, a technical job or so. That's amazing, team. This is the audience, and I think we are perfectly there. 20% of you working in IT, team, amazing. Thank you for being here. I know it is more of your intent that at iTeLearn we go through fundamentals and you can look at the gaps that you've created in your learning and fill it as you go through, right? Before I just move forward, team, with day 2, without delaying further, I just wanted to quickly ask what happened. Was that the intensity of the training will gradually increase, team. Right? When we get to day 3, you will see we'll be moving faster. Day 4 will be moving faster. So, number 1, even if you miss or are slower, what do you do, team? Keep going. Don't stop. At your pace. And team, I will tell you when you have to be very harsh on yourself and when you have to really pamper yourself. During this initial days of the training, pamper yourself, feel comfortable, get to know each other. As we get a little bit more into it, everything becomes important, team. I actually have to hide my poll also because I'm writing this on the screen. All right, great. 1 or 2 more poll questions, team, and then we'll get going. Thank you. Which country? Country, I think this is typically something I know it's a lot US, maybe a little bit India. We're really trying and working hard to try and see how we can accommodate our sessions for the non-US and non-Indian time zones. For example, yesterday we were talking a lot for Nigeria and UK, Europe, Australia, New Zealand. So team, again, please take 5 seconds, finish it. I'm going to quickly close this poll. I've got about 70 almost %. Shouldn't take long, team. Kindly participate quickly, everyone. Thank you. I'm going to close this now. There you go. Like I said, as expected, from my perspective, almost 85% of you are from the US and Canada. Only 15% are you in the Indian subcontinent area. And we don't have audience from anywhere else. And that's fine. That's great to know. Thank you, team. Thank you for being here. And let's keep going on that. What else do you know? I have so many other questions I'm seeing. I don't think any of the poll questions right now. I have a few like feedback of day 1 and so on. I think we'll do day 1, day 2, day 3, and then kind of all of us sit together and see how we're progressing. All right. Any questions before I get started going? And maybe you can hold your questions to a little further down and then it'll be easy. So team, here is the problem. All right. Always remember, problem font size is too small, right? So I'm going to increase format, font, 16. Cool. What is my problem today? Karthik's today's problem. I'll tell you how it comes up. 1, and let's see how IT can help. Is I am using a different machine. Files are not in this machine of mine. Okay. Now what do I do, team? So day 1, whatever I did is sitting somewhere else. Why did that happen? It happened primarily because I did not store or share it correctly. That is a problem where files are created by one individual, right? But needs to be viewed by few, edited by few, and so on. So what do I have to do? Email them. That's one option. Or you can put it into a USB drive and share it. And you can put it on Skype. And today my team, I asked them, hey, listen, I don't have the documents from the previous session. And they put it on Skype for me. Great. Now, person A takes a file, changes and sends it, right? Like I did it there and we send it. Any changes that we do will not get, again, we have to keep sending it back. I will tell you a little bit more detail about it. I think I've already shared this and polls are closed. But there is an importance to be able to have a, how do we say? What I'm trying to come is very simple, team, to Google Drive. I'm trying to come towards Google Drive. Like we have our Windows system, your MS Office. What does it give? It gives you a Word. It gives you an Excel. It gives you a PowerPoint, correct? And so on. Microsoft Office is a product of the Microsoft company, which they have been selling for maybe 25 years plus, something like that, right? Right from Windows, whatever, 95, I remember, even before that. So this is amazing, team. Now what happens is Google said, awesome, great, but why don't we share it in a common folder so that all the members can contribute into it. And that came when maybe about 10 years, 12, 15 years ago. I don't remember exactly when Google Drive came. That became what we call as cloud hosting. Very simple thing. When we look at, let me save this as T2. And I minimize this. And so as we go, keep going, right? I'm not just, don't want to just introduce you to IT or Excel. Let's talk about concepts also. Okay. I will try and draw, all right, team. So consider this to be your laptop, right? Your system, your local machine, your desktop, local machine, laptop, whatever you may call. If you do anything here, where will it store? It will store in the system. And like I was saying, if you have to share it with anyone, you will need to put in the USB, email, and so on. Challenge, right? And then we have another system. This is mine. Let's say Karthik's. And this is, let's see who in the audience can I see as a name? Taslima. So this is, let's say, Taslima's machine. All right. Now I'm sending a file from here to here. Taslima will change it and send it back here. Great. Nice, 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 nice. But oops, virus came here. Oops, internet issues. Oops, my system, I'm outside, I cannot. They said, hey, let's put it somewhere in a store centrally. And they called it Google Drive. What did they want to put in Google Drive, team? Same things. Word document, simple text and so on. Excel documents and PowerPoints. The same things have now come into Google Drive. Let's just take a quick look at it, team. How do I want to erase these drawings? And back to normal. And we're going to drive dot. So here is a logged in version of Google Drive, and I'm an extensive user of Google Drive, team. I've been using it for almost ever. It doesn't matter if I'm in IT. It doesn't matter if I am in any medical field and so on. It is always great because we want to share things, not only documents. Simplest things I share is passwords, where me, my wife, my family has common passwords. We try and keep that. All the way to whatever we do as a company. Now, the first thing you do when you look at any application, team, you go to understand how you get started. Out here, the first action that you see available is this blue button. Everything is filed, right? The user experience we call, okay, is Google Drive with this website that you're seeing is talking back to me and saying, hey user, I have aligned things like this, and I would want you to look at focused items. Focused item in this are these 4 images and here. Whenever you look at a new application and you think, oops, this looks confusing, take a breath and see why did they build, who did they build it for? Just not, I'm not saying spend an hour, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and see what do they want me to do. That's easiest, okay? Now, First thing you can do is go to new and create a folder. When I create a folder, now I'll say this is entry to IT. It lets me organize things, team. Okay. When I showed you in day one, I did not even show you where I was saving that file or where I was sharing it, nothing. Now I'm showing you how we should go organized. I have two options, team. Show the same in your here windows. Like I go to, let's say, this PC, I go to C drive, and let's say users here, and I'll just put new and say folder, same thing, E to IT. There is no difference between these two screens. What is the difference, team? Actually, let me switch it the other way. This left side is your local machine. Right side is what? Is your hosted Google. It is now gonna have it on the internet. So anytime I actually do a training, I don't even explain what Google Drive is and start using it. So now it took us 1.5 days just to get till here, team. And that is the foundation that you believe. Now again, I am under E2IT. I'm going to go here and I have 3 options that I can create within E2IT. That is highlighted. See, I have folder, file upload, folder upload, more. It's always remember on your focus, team, your eyes, attention to where you want to see in the application. All right. So these 3 seem to be more frequently used, and that's why it's coming up on the top. Exactly the same ones I told you, team. Google Docs is your Microsoft Word. Google Sheet is your Microsoft Excel. Google Slides is your PowerPoint. Not the same product, a similar tool built by Google. MS Office built by Microsoft. 2 different. Now look at it from their business perspective. Microsoft sells it as 1-year license or lifetime license as a product, correct? Google sells it as a monthly subscription. Up to 50 GB, no problem. Use no, up to 20 GB, no problem. Upload how much you want. After 20 GB, please pay me $10 a month and so on. That's how businesses survive. Absolutely, very correct of what they're doing. Now, in day 1, we were talking about a client team. And all the notes that I was doing, I was putting it here in this notepads. Let me also get that day 1 files. Give me 1 second. Where are we? I just downloaded them into downloads, maybe. Documents. Day 2 is today's. Yeah, so this I'm gonna copy and put it in here. So think of this as a little more advanced notepad team. The way things are structured in terms of complexities of tools is your notepad is very simple. Then comes your Word. I would say then PowerPoint because it's more design, and then a little bit more Excel because what you could do with Microsoft Excel is very advanced. Okay. Now in Google Doc, there is nothing called a notepad. They started directly with a document. They said document. They try to keep it simple, but as well provide all the features. Always remember, team, even in today's advanced artificial intelligence, machine learning world, the companies are facing challenges. You know what? Like what? What all features we kind of showcase in a desktop product is very tough to show the same in a web application or a mobile application and working the same way. So there's a big difference on that. I think it's, I'll sign in later. I know I keep deviating a little bit from the subject team, but it is so important that I cannot avoid it. Remember, team. So again, go back to the picture, Karthik's laptop and then Taslima's machine. All right. So this is desktop or laptop or local machine. Same as this. Google Drive somewhere in the cloud, and we'll talk about cloud and servers later. Any applications that we install on your machine, computer, is called your desktop application or Windows application or Linux application or Unix or iOS app and so on. Desktop team, I'm not even talking smartphones and all that. All right. Now, if the same application is there in the cloud, like centrally somewhere, it is like a web page, all right, like a website or like a mobile page or a mobile application and so on. So you can at any given time, team, classify an application into two categories. Right? The first category of any application is a desktop application. The second category is it's a web-based application. That is how we divide them. Now, I will ask the audience questions and I want you to answer, please. Yes and no. Is this notepad a desktop application or a web-based application? That is question 1. DTA desktop application. Why? It is there here and I can open it on a machine. Now, another question. Let's go to, for example, iTeLearn.com. Now, iTeLearn.com is also an application. It does something. Oops. I don't know why it starts. Now, is this a desktop or a web-based application, team? This is a web-based application, correct, everyone? This is web-based. Why? Because you're opening it in a browser. Now I'll ask you one more question, team. Look carefully and answer again. Is this a desktop application or a web-based application? Is this a desktop application? One here, Google Chrome. Or and once you're able to answer, forever it is easy for you to say, oh, this desktop is web-based. And there are a lot of things are integrated also, like linked with each other, if they'll sync up and so on. So they're hybrid. Yes. What is this, team? Is Google Chrome, the one I showed here, desktop or web-based? Is it a desktop application? Why? It is installed on a machine. You have to launch it on a machine. Using that, you will go to a browser. All right. Hence, your browsers are a great way to connect your desktop applications and web. All right. So, and then within desktop applications, classifications, within web, classifications. Not necessary now. Concept important, mastering not yet. Any questions so far, team? Let me know, please. Now that I've created, where is Google Slides? I'm gonna copy all the text that I created in the notepad and simply paste it here. So as I keep doing, I sometimes may skip that. I did Control C, Control V, like keyboard shortcuts. As I remember, I'll keep telling team. But then when you practice and looking at the video or our documents and practice, at that time I do not want you to lose hope, because sometimes the routes are different. Instead of clicking here, you click something and you keep going. All right, just play around as much and stay with what we keep mentioning. Now see, day 1 is here, so and so. Now untitled document. As you keep seeing this Google Doc, compare it with what, team? Answer that question. You will compare oranges with oranges and apples with apples. So this Google Doc, you will compare it with what application? You will compare it with Skype, or a Chrome application, or an Excel application. Which application? This is closest to a notepad, team. because you're able to put text into it, store it. Simple. More closer to a Microsoft Word. Right? So I have not shown you Word yet. We will come to it briefly, maybe tomorrow, day after, something like that thing. As I keep showing you how I'm using it, you keep observing and thinking what are the differences with this and Notepad or a web-based application or a desktop application. First thing, I did a Control-C, Control-V. See, it says Untitled Document. I'll click here. See how it automatically gave the name? Smarter, little smarter. How? It's so the first line is this. Usually first line is what it is. Okay, cool. How do I change it? Click there, go there. Day 1, no, this is actually day 2. This is day 2. Notes. Nice, great. This is what we did in day 1. Now, team, here is where you'll know that if we are seeing Google document, we are also seeing a Microsoft Word. Okay. So learning my Microsoft Word or Google Doc here is almost the same. Very, very subtle differences. See, for example, I selected the text and I did bold. Why do I do certain things and why don't I do certain things? The main intent, anytime you create a file, a document, a program, an application is who will use it, who will read it. Now, if I create this document, who will read it? That's what I need to think. My students are going to read it. What do they want? When they look at these notes, oh, okay, what are the highlights? Okay, this under that 4 points. Entry to IT day 2 under that 4 points and so on. It is easy on the eyes to organize and quickly see what all we have. What all did Karthik discuss? See, and these are just points and so on. So it helps us organize, team. Now, in this, the first thing I did is I made bold. So you have a regular font and a bold font that lets you say what you want to highlight. Now, within a sentence, I want to, let us say, motivate you all and say, keep going. I will say, I will highlight it like Control B and make it as an italicized font, Control I. I will also make it underline, Control U, and I will also maybe change the color to blue. Why did I do that? What is my intent? Always remember, team, there's never anything called randomness or craziness. It's all happened because of a reason. And we need to know why we did this. Because when a person, the end user of this document, looks at it, I want them to look here. Hey, why did this person put something? This is keyword of this document, highlighted. Okay. Now, great. I have put the notes here, team. At this point, you have so many options that you can play around. I want to talk about some of the most important ones that you will see here, and then let's switch to a similar thing called Google Sheets, similar to Microsoft Excel. Now, the way they've organized, see, they have the size, they leave the margins so that when you print the document, it comes nicely. Any application, typically, you'll see a menu bar. Once again, team, let me see if I have the attention for everyone. Is this what we are doing, a desktop app or a web-based app? What we're doing, is this a desktop app or a web-based app? And team, I'm specifically going to remember the names of the people who answer because it is human tendency. And I would like you to be more interactive. If you would like my attention on you, please. Thank you so much. All of you are correct. It's web-based app. Now, menu bars, which came first in world? Did desktops come first in world or web came first in world? Desktops came first in world, correct? So Notepad came first, not Google Sheet or WhatsApp or I don't know how many apps are there in the world, right? They didn't come first. This came. So see, same menu bar, same icon, name. So they saw this, let's make it better. But I still love the simplicity of Notepad. Unless I save it, iTeLearn, it doesn't show up there. Now see, look at the comparison. So weird. Again, icon, name, menu bar. So they start there, and we want to see where we go next. Let's look at Word, blank document. See Word 2016. Just imagine Microsoft Word 1995. How would it have been, right? Accept and start Word. Now see, very easy, product activated. Same 1, 2. Look, almost the same. If you copy this now, Control C, and I put it here. Wow, it copied everything. Looks also similar. Fantastic. Why should I do it in a Google document than a Microsoft Word? Because I can share. So team, for now, I'm going to minimize Microsoft Word and stay on this screen called the Google Drive, so that we won't get confused. Now, let's talk about our project work. What are we doing, team? Very simple. 1, our client needs to do daily sales tracking, correct? And to be able to do that, we built a simple Excel. I don't have that Excel with me, team. What will I do? It was not a major one, and it will be a great revision. Let's do one Google Sheet similar to what we did yesterday. Just imagination, using imagination, not looking quickly. All right. I'll go to new. See, in my drive, entry to IT is a folder. I already have day 2 notes here. As I keep changing anything, it'll keep automatically getting saved. There's nothing called a save button. It is auto save. All right. I go to new and say Google Sheets now. So you saw Google Documents, now Sheets. What is a Microsoft Excel, team? Fundamentally, Microsoft Excel is nothing but a table with rows and columns. That is Microsoft Excel. Like, come on. Like here, same thing, we'll get transition here. Hey, where is the menu bar, team? Let me write this down. Where is the file? Looks like maybe for spreadsheet, there is no menu bar, but there's a menu bar for Google document. It's in fact, I am not confused myself, but what I try to do is simulate my students' typical experiences. They will say that Karthik, when he saw when he's showing in the video, it is visible. How come it ain't now? Why would that be? Because the users can customize the look and feel of this application. Like in Notepad, I can have Notepad this size or this size and so on. Few things I can do. Similarly, you can do more. So the first thing is, you'll see this drop like this, show the menus. It's like trying to give you more area to play around rather than having to show you all this, which you may not use very regularly. So it's like, how do you say, collapsing menu. It can let you focus and work a lot. First thing, let's give it a name. What was it? Daily sales or sales, I'll say. In sales, I remember yesterday we had 2 sheets. I don't know, was it daily sales and monthly sales, team? I remember we created 2 sheets, and for sure in the first sheet we had 2 tables. Monthly sheet, monthly sales, sorry. That's how I'm naming. Let's go to daily sales. In a daily sales, see now when I create fresh without looking at old, a lot of times you may miss a few things, but 99.99% it will be a better improvement of what we originally did, because that concept is in your mind and you'll create something better. Same thing, team. Evolution is always like this, universally phenomenal. It is just a slight improvement from one stage to the other. Now in sales, what is it that we said? I know there was one thing was price. I'm drawing a blank, team. Okay, what do I want? So monthly total. See, whenever I don't know where I start, I will start with where I have to end. And here I know I want the sum of what the products that the client is selling for the lunchboxes client. The client is actually coming up with name also very soon, team, in a couple of days. So we'll be able to start working on web development, mobile app. So monthly total, correct me if I'm right. Now I remember. There was the date and there was the revenue or sales that happened. Nice. Which date? 1st March. 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Sales, let's say 10. Oops, 10. How much were we talking about yesterday? I'm reducing the numbers, not correct. Let's say we did $50, 23, 141, and 225, something like that. And I did, this should be the sum of all of these. Hey, see, like in Excel, we were seeing yesterday, we can also see here, and it tells me what it is. Now, if I want this to be equal to, see, yesterday also when we did Excel, as I kept typing, this came up. So I'll just say sum. So how many things are there? Of what? Just select with the mouse like this, range, or you can type it exactly. You could, out here, what do you see, team? So there is a formula. In a formula, when you give some input, you get an output. So in here, you are seeing the output. How is that output coming, based on what logic? That is here. See? Oops. Fx. Fx equals sum. So this is the one. Now, so lot of focus and emphasis, team. If you keep noticing any application, and we cannot deny that Facebook, Google, all these companies or Microsoft have just come up like that, right? They focus a lot. And one of the finest thing is user experience or user interface. Here, they want us to only focus and see the number, but someone is more keen, click on it, it will show you the formula. Okay, so here is where the deviations start in a career, team. Do you want to be the person who looks at the value that is coming finally, or the person who wants to focus on building formulas? Are you understanding, team? Do you want to see the final output and see how I want to present it, where I want to show it? Or do you want to be the professional who says, I don't know, I mean, that is your headache, how it comes, the logic, programming and all that, I will do at the back end. See, already you started seeing that IT can get into multiple streams. This is where you get to choose, not choose, but start slowly getting exposed. Now, okay, we're getting closer to what we did yesterday. Let's kind of finish this now. Date, same thing. I'll try and keep it neat always. So date, sales, so and so. Let's give borders, all borders, and maybe colors. See, team, what I did is, I'm sorry, as I kept going, right, I'm not even focusing too much on it. There will be a lot of them, team, and these things, right, these applications are very smart. As you keep using, they will see what you in your system use a lot, and frequently use things, it will start showing up here. Okay, so what I basically did is change the color of the font. What I wanted was to change the color of the background. So I'm going to undo, Control Z on your keyboard, or you have these buttons also here. Why are there so many buttons in here, team? When we have such a keyboard and mouse, why did Google Drive gives big buttons like this? You won't believe half of what I'm doing, I'm using the touch screen on my machine right now. So if I want to undo and I don't have a control button and a Z character of the alphabet, I don't have an option, right? So then I use this touch screen and keeps minimizing this touch screen to smaller portable cell phone devices, becomes your mobile application. All right. Now I want to give it a background. While I'm doing all this, team, I have a question. Question is, do you see something correct or incorrect in this? Are we correct or incorrect? Do you see anything? It is not exactly the same like last time, team. Like yesterday's one was, I know, a little bit more. We're coming to it. Okay. There are two types of people, team. Very simple. One says, no problem here. One says, I have a lot of problem. Like I choke looking at this document. What a bad job. Choice. You go for a movie, one likes it, one doesn't like it. I'll ask you a question. Do I like it, team? Do I like it? I will answer for myself. I don't like it. I'm here. Why? I deliberately put to show how things can be dirty. If you want to be successful in any field, all right, respect to value your opinion a lot. Don't be happy with, oh, it looks okay, nice. No, don't give up. I'll show you the simplest example. In Notepad, is there an auto word correct anywhere? You see? No, right? If I go to my Google Drive and here is my day 2 notes, here it kind of gives me this red underline. I actually automatically changed. If I misspell anything, okay, correct? Oh, great, I will change it. Nice. How about here? Any spelling errors is noticed here? Is there a way that spell errors are shown to you by Notepad in here? No. So then how can you trust a tool and become a fool? Okay. First March, nice. Second, why is there no March repeating here? Those questions is what we in IT I have been doing for the last 20-25 years, asking the simple questions. There's no consistency. It is a defect. From my perspective, humongous, serious defect. Why? I can't build an application like Google.com, right? With that kind of an attitude. That is what you correct within yourself, team. And that, no, my eyes are important, my presence is important, my opinions is important. When I'm asked, I will tell. Lot of improvements. No, I don't care if it is my work or no. Yes, that is what. Now, 2nd March. See the visions. Now I'll use shortcuts, team. Function F2. That's the shortcut, not to edit a field instead of taking my mouse, clicking it. Third, is it correct? Misspelled. None of you noticed. Why? Why you didn't notice? Where is your focus? Why you didn't notice? Why didn't I get one single message from dozens of you attending this training to say, hey, Karthik, you misspelled? Because you trusted maybe Karthik does it, or maybe Google Drive will solve it. Your eyes, when they see, must do this. I'm not saying that you have to be a software test engineer. First of all, test engineers came later on. Developers had to do everything. There was only developer, right? So it's just that we have to focus. When you're in IT or any field team, focus C. Now let's look at improvements. It's too small a font, right? I want the view to be bigger. First, I'll minimize this. And I will do a shortcut on my system called Control Plus. You know what Control Plus does, team? It actually zooms your browser's view. And if I say Control minus, it zooms down out. And then if I say Control 0, it kind of brings it back to original position of zoom. So it helps me to kind of visually just change it and keep focusing. Always remember, team, at any time, you can only look at 2-3 things. Okay. Questions I will ask myself and I'll keep answering, and that's how I'm in IT industry. Hey, you know what? This is March. How many times will I write March? Where should I want? Do I want to write 1,000 words? What is the most important thing for my client? This. What is the daily? What is the monthly? Correct? They want to see this. They don't want to see everything. So if you reduce the focus on everything and highlight only this, that becomes important. So let me definitely give it. So Control 0, background, maybe gray, anything you choose. this specific number is the most important thing in the sheet. So I will increase the font size to maybe 18, and I will change the color to something more aggressive like this. Why? Where doesn't matter if it's big application, small application, where should the user's eyes focus? What do you want? That is how you're developing. So now I am a Microsoft Excel developer. I right clicked on this number 2 team, and what I want to do is I want to enter something in between one row and second row, first row and second row. Why I want to enter? I thought this March is common. Now I'll take it from here and put it on top. So I said, hey, you know what? This March, I delete this first. I keep this, and then I keep changing this to first, second, third, fourth. That is one way, correct? But I've changed so much, and even these I have to do. There's a better, simpler way. What you do is you right click on the row, any row around that, and say insert either one above it or below it. What do you want? One above. And you got a blank row. Perfect. What do I want to put here? Month, March. This is my focus month. Daily sale is here, and this is my monthly total. Now, what do I write here, team? First, second, third, fourth, and so on. Now, how many will be there in total? How many will be there in total? March has 31 days, so 31, correct? Great, so let's add till 31. Now, where do I add? Let me unzoom now. Come to Control 0. Okay, now it will be visible. So March date is there. Today is already 6th, and I need to put this down below. So Control X, or you can copy this. I do not cut it. I'll just copy it. 31, and then few header rows. Somewhere here I'll put it T. Okay. See what happened? Monthly total became 0. Why? From, you know, if I submit this Excel to my client and say that, hey, you know what? And they will say there's a defect here. I'm seeing 0. So one person is seeing 0. The other person can see this. That is the difference between a skilled team and you don't have skill there. You have different skill. So that's fine. We'll figure this out. This I will delete. Okay. And 4th, 5th, how will I write so much? Let me try and be smart. This is not the best way to actually best way is I said this is there is a type field will be there. Where is this? Protect range. Basically, I can say that you can only type date. It look like 01 MAR 18. So there's a format it will maintain. I'm not worried about that. I want to do only one thing, team. I want to put 1 to 31 numbers all the way here. Okay? And I don't want to keep doing it 1, 2, 3. I don't want to type it. What will I do? Okay, this is 1. I'll not even say first or second. Did you notice, team, when I wrote 1, it moved to the right. It got right aligned automatically. 2 and D is left aligned. See, this is all left aligned, left aligned. Looks like numbers are automatically right aligned. See, that's a discovery. Not my discovery. I don't even bother, but when you see, oh, looks like nice, interesting. Focus there, team. Don't try and finish off Excel and jump into program. Focus. Let's see what is coming. Now, what should this be? 2. What should this be? 3, 4, 5. I'm lazy. I hate it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do more than 10, team. I want automation. I want to automate the process. What is the logic I'm using? Simple. This should be 1 more than 1 before it. That is the logic. That means this equals this field plus how much? 1. Perfect. I got it. Now this equals this plus 1. Okay, now it is better for me to write 31 numbers than 31 formulas. Correct? Easier. How do I improve it? Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V. Why this happened? I earlier copied. Okay, we're talking about copy pasting text, and I pasted it. Now I'm pasting formula. What is the formula? One more than the cell before me. That is all I did. So nice, right? So simple. See, this is the subtle difference you need to think about. Not just what you give to a client or a project, but also how effectively and efficiently we can work. Look at the challenges we'll have, small, even with Excel. Now, if this is how Excel is, you can understand, right? Java or Python and all will get complexity. Oh, wow. Now I have a problem. What is my problem? First, I'll do Control 0. I don't see my header. I don't see the footer. All I see is some blank numbers here. I don't want this to be so dirty. Remember, team, presentation, packaging, all this is key. That is what we focus and spend billions and billions. User experience. Always highlight it. Okay, keep that from day one. You will be like successful super in IT. So control function is home key here. Control home. Control home. There is a great option. Do you see this gray marks here? Like above 1 and below, besides to the left of A. Just drag this above 1. Your hand icon changes, right? Drag it and put it here. And now, when you scroll down using your mouse, see that retained its position. Nice, no? You know what? Can I put it so that the first 2 rows are like this, like frozen there always, so that even if I have 100, 10,000, a million, how many users does WhatsApp have, team? It has 1 billion users, correct? Then do you think it will have 1 billion records somewhere? Like this row, na? 100, 200, 300, a billion. For sure. In fact, it will have hundreds and thousands of billions, trillions. That's how they are all building. Now, see, I'm able to nicely have it in good presentation and visual. At any given time, I can see date, March, sales, daily sale. Hey, but my main core focus, monthly total, is again scrolling down at the bottom. This is my main thing. Where do I want it? I will call. You know what first I'll do? I want it here. Right click on 3, insert one above. When I showed you first time how you insert a row, I spent maybe 3 seconds more. Now I didn't spend time. Hundreds of times I'll keep doing this. You only become an expert by using it. That's all. I will introduce, you will use. Now I've inserted a row blank. I will now do a Control C on this. Go out here, do a Control V on this. And I have a formula error. See, it's automatically red was my font, but just #ref something. Who will fix this? Developer will fix, or a non-IT person? This is where again the barrier is saying, don't worry too much on that. You can easily do it. You will, all of you will master this. Now, this sum reference. The formula got a little corrupted. This formula, I retained it nicely. This formula got corrupted. What is this formula? Equals sum of cell B4 all the way to 4 plus 31 is 35. So I'll assuming 35. See, as I type it, it is also showing me with highlights. That is application. These subtle focus that companies like Google and so on do emphasize what should the user do, even if it waits for 3 seconds more without doing anything, and what they should focus on. That thinking, that mindset is enough. Great. So now I've come here. Let's freeze this row also. This freezing that I showed you, team, is actually nothing but what we have options here. This all thing, the option itself is called freeze. Under view, you will see something called as freeze. Why? There are certain things that you do specifically to change the view or visual, what you see of this thing, and they've combined those things into view. We also did right click and say insert row. That was under maybe insert. See? So now you don't have to worry that when I right click here, I see it different and these are different. I have to learn different. No, not necessary. It's all in the same place, team. Don't worry. Whatever you need to get the project done, that's what we'll focus on. So date, sales, March, daily sale first. Now see, I add any number, it'll get added there, right? Oh, text, no. What am I doing? See, I'm playing around. I built something, no? I only built in front of you. I am the developer of this application. Now, this developer wants to break it so that, I don't want the client to see that, oh, Karthik gave, but see, there's a problem. They may not even tell me, but they'll have an impression, bad impression. When will that come? Either they'll give me immediate feedback, and I'll be very honored if someone gives me an immediate feedback saying that, Karthik, bad job, Karthik, good job. The problem in life is humans give a later feedback team. They will say, okay, no problem, all good. But internally they'll feel, next project, right? They'll say, oh, that person did like this. I'm not very trusting that person, I'll go away. Your whole life, it is all about building trust and confidence in others team. Keep on selling, right? Now, you play around any time you do this. See, nice. I don't need this now. Delete. No. Hey, this is great. This is my monthly total. Now, this is daily sale. How about profit? Okay. Cost. Sale price. Cost price. What I'm saying is cost price team. This same. Cost price. Sale price. Profit. Correct? Do you think, as of now, only so much, $50 and so on, this customer will require anything more? Cost price is what? Let's say $3. Sale price is $5. Profit equals this minus this. Now, does my customer require anything else? They're making $2. This is what? This is also dollar. This is date. This is dollar. I want dollars to look like dollars team. So I'll select this. In fact, all the way here, and somewhere it will say what type of data is here. I don't even remember, but we'll search now. Let's see more. See, dollar. Nice. Now I see a number there, $1. Okay, so $3, $5, $2. Great. Why am I putting it on second? I want to know from customer, hey, customer, does your cost price, sale price, and profit change every day? How will my cost price and sale price change every day? Number of customers who come might change, but my cost price and sales price is typically the same. Maybe I'll change it once a year, once in 2 years, or once for a festival or discount. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm not thinking from a customer's perspective. What do they want? But this is also important. What is this? This is called as a legend. Or industry also calls it as settings. Or even more technical, just to make it more branded, called as administration. What does it mean? Out here, I will put what is my cost, product name, cost price, sale price, profit. Okay, see how beautifully this will develop in now. Believe me, I want to smile at the end of this maybe 2-3 days activities that we're doing. How we're building it. Right? 12. Now, what does this mean? The Lunchbox client has exactly 4 products team. The first product is a vegetarian lean meal. The second product is a vegetarian heavy meal. Third product is a meat lean meal. A fourth product is a meat heavy meal. Meat or it's a non-veg. All right. Now, simple. I'll keep it simple, team. I'm very early at the business. I don't know the exact difference. My cost price for cooking, packing, labor, rental, technology, workforce, all the taking is, let's say, 65 rupees. And my sales price, or we're talking dollars. So let's say is $2, and this is sale price is $4. How much is your profit, team? This minus this, 4 minus 2. I'm not even calculating and putting the number. A lot of jargons I'm using, team. Hopefully these jargons, iTeLearn team will assist me in putting them together. Okay. Here you can do something called as a hard code a value, or you can make it a more dynamic value. Hash that I'm using now is like number, team, like this hash. Okay. What does a hardcore value mean? This 2 here is a hard-code value, hard-coded value, team. The 4 here is also hard-coded. This is dynamic. I change this to 5, this will change. Now profit, all of this dollars, right? All this will be in dollar. So what I'll do, I'll put it as dollar. I have still not told you the reason why I created this legend settings admin while I was going about creating it here and switch there. Now you'll know, team. Okay, so I'll copy this 3 cells and paste it here. See, everything copied. Now I'll change this to, let's say, 2.5. Let's say this is 2.75 and this is 2.95. Fair enough, everyone? Does this look good? Now you can't even visualize or imagine what all we can do from here. Endless, supernaturally brilliant things. Okay. Now I want this to be at the beginning. Why? This is my rate card, my client's rate card, menu card. If they change here, I want this change to be reflected wherever it's using. So in daily sales, now see how I'll change. Change quantity and sale price, profit percentage. Okay, now complex, getting very complex. It is getting complex. I will keep it simple. See, it's not easy teaching complex things. So, and when I know my audience is already not at that level, and I need to step back and I think, okay, let's step back. What am I doing? I am trying to make my client successful and give a nice template so they can start using for the business. This will not change every day, so this is standard. In fact, I'm going to freeze it and I'll say this is gray area as an indication to at least my team in this audience. Don't change it, it's gray. Only white sometimes you should change and so on. I will not go too heavy on the styling factors and so on, team. But for the sake of simplicity and showing you something easy, I will change this back to only one type of product. I'll not use multiple. Let us assume that the client for now only wants to start with one that is called non-veg lean. Okay, this is my cost price, sale price, profit. In daily sales, on what on 1st of March, the client sold 12 boxes. Okay. Now, is this correct, Tim? What I wrote and what came up? Is it correct? Yes, no? Is this $12 correct? It is quantity. You can't say dollar. Oh, how do I change it? Why is it still saying $12? I'm changing it. I wrote 12. Because what happens in Microsoft Excel, what it does, it already says that C4 as a cell, whatever you put, will be a date because I selected that stuff type date. What do I want here? Quantity, right? So I'll say it's a simple number. I'll just say number. Now, in quantity, will the client give half meal, full meal? Like, it has to be full, right? It can be 12.3, 12.45. There's no decimals concept. So I'll remove this. Okay, so this basically is doing something called as rounding off. It will round off to the closest integer. Team, don't be embarrassed, and what you answer will come to me only. In the audience, can I ask one question? How many of you know the difference between an integer and a whole number? Or an integer and a decimal number? Anyone, team? If I'm very confident. If you don't know, you chat whatever messages. Integer can be negative or positive numbers. They will not have decimals. Whole numbers is countable numbers, so it has to start with 0, I think. Natural numbers start with 1. Basically, decimals you need or decimals you don't need. For measuring weight, do you need decimals? Yes. For what else? But then we don't need decimals for a lot of things that we are looking here, like quantity and so on. Now, where is the sale price? Or sale price is here. How much is sale price? 3 non-veg lunch lean, $5 is the sale price. So what should I write here, team? Tell me, please. What must I write here in the cell D4? I should write $5, correct? The client says I want to change it to $6. Those kind of problems keep coming up. So for now, if I say $5, it is never gonna change automatically. So what I will do, this equals, what can I write as soon as I write equals? It says, oh, Karthik is now ready to write a formula. So if I type something, it will start doing it. I won't type team, I just wrote equal. I'll take my mouse, I'll go to the sheet, and I'll select this cell. For the rest of the life, whatever I change here, it will keep getting changed here. That is called the primary difference between hard coding or more dynamic called variables. Do you understand what we're saying, everyone? So now I want profit also be done. How? Again, on this field in my keyboard, I'm hitting typing equal to sign, and then I'm taking my mouse, going here, and this time I will get this cell and put it here. It will get me the value T. Now, see my daily sale, this is actually equal to my quantity multiplied. So for multiplication, is use the asterisk or star symbol, shift 8 on your system team. This sale price. See, exact 70. Now, what is my profit percentage? See, profit percentage is very important. Measuring, see, if I do business at any given point, I want to know how I'm doing. Otherwise, there's no point fun in just doing business team. Believe me, as an entrepreneur, or ask any business owner, entrepreneur, the journey is so insane that you literally have to be extremely brave to keep continuing. Because every time we'll keep asking, you know what, why am I working so hard? Why don't we go back to a job? And the challenges come from unknown numbers. So our core as business owners is always keep focus on your main thing. Don't lose that focus. So this is profit percentage. And this basically says another formula. How do I calculate profit percentage? That is profit by total price that we make. That's a percentage. This equals 3 divided by 5. Simple formulas team. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Start with that. In mathematics, these are the only 4 things you should know ever. You automatically build from there. Now, 0.6. What does that mean? It is actually a percentage, right? So I should say, hey, this is a percentage. So see 60.00%. If I try and write 60 here, team, look at what will happen. No, I'll try and write 60 here. That's not actually 0.6. Very smart Google has become, I'll tell you why, team. Basically, all the companies that we see in today's world are building something called as an idiot-proof application, like a child-proof lock or a dog-proof cupboards. We call this as idiot-proof applications, wherein a non-smart user can easily do. If I write 60 here, it is giving me 60%. If I write 0.6 also, it's doing. It's not supposed to. It knows users do it, so that's why I did. I don't need too much decimals, so I will just change this to maybe 1 decimal. Okay. Sorry. Come on. Why did it do? I think when I hit enter, it did this. Okay. Now I copy this. Formula will get copied. You change anything here, let's say 2.75 and so on. This will change. Hey, this didn't change. What happened? Can someone help me? I know what happened, but why didn't it change? I'm changing here. Why is this not changing? I know the answer, team. I'm just trying to see, are you thinking that way as well? Problem was, I wrote a formula here, and then I overwrote it with a number. So it just written the number. Formula was gone, so I have to rewrite the formula. Equals this divided by this. It's a percentage. Now you copy that formula and paste it. We'll tell you. In fact, in this copy paste, right? If you right click and say paste special, it will say paste as text only, as formulas, and then multiple things. This is where a little bit more advancement will come, team. We'll come to it, not yet. Let's take it easy for a second. Okay, team, another 2 minutes, I'll close it now. So this profit percentage also can come from there. Equals this here, right? Awesome, nice. Now, formulas. See, formulas in copying, team. That is for me the most important. Did you notice any defect? 31 was missing. March has 31 days. As soon as you see an issue, put it up there. Now, what happens, self-price? Oh, this will tell you tomorrow. See, I copied this row and I pasted it. This should have been also 6, 3.2, 35, 55.8. Why did it reduce? Let's see. Legend settings admin in single quotes. Oh, it's the sheet. Legend settings admin single sheet. Exclamation C4. Yes. C4. 6. Perfect. That is what it should get here. Nice. Why did this get 5? Legend settings admin. C5? Oh no. I want C4 only. I don't want C5. What will I do? I have to do something which is okay if you don't learn right away, team. I think it is $4. I'm saying I'll freeze that. It will always be that. Now let's see. Now if I paste. So what it basically did is when I do copy paste now, it will retain. This will not change. Since I pasted in the same column, no problem. If I paste this in a different column, then it will be a problem. So now copy, paste. Where did it get from? It changed the columns, it will change. Where it will go column, row. There is no way you will master team. Only one way. If you sit down and start playing around doing it. Keep playing around, you'll learn. What I'm giving you is introduction, teaching you is what is what. When you go into action, do that. The same, I'll change it here. B, only that row is changing. Even here, function F2 for change. Okay. And now again, I'll copy these three. Let's copy this. Hey, why not? I say this equals this plus 1, correct? And take this. One second. Now I'll take row 2 and put it here. Now everything looks correct. What is not correct? Exact data. I sold 11 today. I sold 2. Nice day. 24, 56. Chef leave 23. Weekend 0, 0. So on. You keep building that thing. You continue to build it this way. It is nothing but taking one challenge and seeing how we can benefit the end customer towards it. That's what we continue to focus, team. So team, I think we've kind of covered enough for day 2, and we also had a long session. Any questions, team, for me right now? All right, everyone. Looks like no questions for the day. Awesome. I've not shared this sheet or anything so far. What you see is what you get. What that means, you see the video, you practice. You see the video, pause it, look at what you practice, play around. Okay, you will have to spend time now. Open your system, whatever I'm showing, try and do the same. Let errors, challenges come, keep playing around. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.